Oh, how my feet hurt. When you get to be my age, there really isn't much that doesn't hurt on your body, but these feet, they've gone through a lot in their lifetime. John had told me to come back to his house, but I just had to stop by this place this one last time. I remember when I was younger, I used to go out with my friends and run around and play. And we usually end up in some field somewhere, just lying on our backs and looking up at the sky and dreaming of things that would come. As little girls do, we dreamed of a handsome young prince coming and sweeping us off our feet and getting married and having children and living happily ever after in our Jerusalem home. But as I grew up, my dreams grew up with me. I began to dream of the Messiah and that he would come during my lifetime. I began to dream that we would be free of the bondage of Rome. I dreamed that my children would one day eventually be able to grow up in a place where they wouldn't have to be afraid. Little did I know these feet were going to take me in my lifetime. Yes, Messiah would come, and yes, I would have children. But little did I know the pain that would be enduring and the heartbreak that would follow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. Here, come over to the fire and warm your hands. It's cold out tonight, isn't it? What? Oh, yes, this is my real job. I am the keeper of the door. Don't sound so incredulous. I mean, it's not as bad as it seems. Yes, I do have to stay here for a long time, but I get to hear the most amazing stories. People come from all over to talk to the high priest Caiaphas. He's my master. His offices are over there somewhere. So I get to hear all of their stories. He treats me pretty well, even though I'm only a slave girl. Oh, but enough about me. You've got to hear the latest story. It happened just last night. So, I was working as usual, and I started to hear some noises. There was loud voices coming. They came around the corner towards the high priest Caiaphas' offices, and I went to see what it was because they were causing quite a commotion. There was a large group of people, and as they came closer, I could see their faces. They were angry, furious, and their faces were dark. It made me shrink inside to look at them. It was really, really scary. But in the middle of the group, there was a man. Must have been the man that they were taking to see the high priest. And, I see all sorts of people in my job. Criminals, people who are condemned wrongly. They all have different personas about them. Some of them are very guilty. You can tell that they've got the right man. Other people are always protesting, saying that it's not fair. But this man wasn't doing any of that. As I saw him, he just kept walking with them. He was calm, and even though their faces were full of anger and rage, and they would lash out and hit him or spit at him, he never did anything to protect himself. He was completely calm. He was completely unafraid.
Children. I remember my son that always had a smile on his face. He was so happy wherever he went. I remember one time we were just walking down the street and we came across this mob of angry teenage guys, and they were picking on this little guy that walked with a limp. And my son suddenly got this look of determination on his face that I had never seen before. He marched straight towards the mob, and without a glance at the angry people around him, he helped the little guy up and helped him walk safely away. The older boys threw dirt and they laughed at him, made fun of him, but he didn't give them a second glance. He was completely calm. He was completely unafraid.
And then he looked at me. This man, he was condemned for some terrible crime he had committed. But when he looked at me, his eyes, it's so hard to describe what I saw in them. His eyes were calm, innocent, full of this quality that the only thing that I've ever been able to compare it with was the eyes of a lamb ready for the Passover sacrifice, quiet and accepting. But those calm eyes, when they looked at me, they pierced my heart. He saw into me, into the depths of my soul. He saw me for who I really was. This was new. This was scary, you know? But I didn't want him to look away. That's when I recognized him for who he was. It was Jesus of Nazareth, the Jesus of Nazareth that we'd all been hearing about. The Jesus of Nazareth that brought sight to blind people, that raised dead children and gave them back to their mothers. This Jesus of Nazareth that the whole countryside was going wild about. And he was here, but why was he surrounded by a mob of people? Why were they taking him to Caiaphas? What had he done? He wasn't a bad person. They went into the buildings, and two men who had been following them came in. One went to warm himself by the fire, and I recognized him. He was John, one of Jesus' disciples. The other one went in the shadows. We stayed there in the courtyard for a little while longer, and the shouts from Caiaphas' office gradually grew louder and louder, so we went to see what was going on. Looked through the window. The scene was all spread out in front of us. The high priest sitting in his high chair, and Jesus with his head down, silent. There were priests and other officials there, and they were saying all sorts of stupid things. Like, he said that he would destroy this temple and bring it back. I mean, not that I understood that, but is that really a reason to take a man and to hurt him like this? Like, it didn't make any sense. But then they got angrier and angrier, and they started saying more hurtful things, and then they started hitting him, mocking him. They would hit him and say, "Prophesy to us, who hit you?" It was too much. Why wasn't anybody doing anything? Why he had his two disciples. Why weren't they standing up for him? Why wasn't anybody doing anything? It wasn't fair. He didn't deserve this. I turned to look at the disciples. One of them had left, John. The other one, he came towards the fire, and I approached him. I said, "Hey, you, weren't you with that man too?" No, I wasn't. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm just here. Oh, okay. But as he was closer to the fire, the light illuminated his face, and I recognized him. He was with him, and I persisted. "No, I know you. You were with Jesus. You were one of his disciples." "No, I was not. Quiet, woman." Okay, so I stepped back. But one of my workers with me, he was one of High Priest Caiaphas' nephews or something. He said to him, "Yes, you were with Jesus. I saw you in the garden. You were waving your sword wildly around." No, I do not know the man," said the man. Then he started cussing, saying all sorts of terrible things, profanities that I blush to remember. And then, all of a sudden, the rooster crowed. He stopped. His face went pale, and he ran away.
I know you think, oh, she's just a typical mother, just proud of her son's accomplishments, but there was something truly special about my Jesus. He was the Messiah. He was the chosen one. He was going to deliver us. I remember this one time we were in Cana at my sister's daughter's wedding, and everything was going great. And then all of a sudden, a servant came up to me and said that we were out of wine. Now, in case you guys don't know, wine isn't the kind of thing you can just walk down the street and get anywhere, especially in the quantity that we needed. But my son, he worked a miracle that day. I don't really remember all the details now, but what I do know, he turned 6 huge jars of water into wine. We not only had enough for the rest of the celebration, but the couple had a lot left over. People were always following him wherever he went. He healed them of their diseases. He made the blind see. And he even raised people up from the dead. There were some nice young men that followed him wherever that he went. They were closer to him than anyone, and I believe that they truly loved him. So you can imagine the pain and the anguish and the terror as the mob approached Gethsemane. I heard of the trial that they were holding for him, and I couldn't stay away. I had to go be with him. So I put on my cloak and I left for the synagogue.
You know, everything's kind of a blur until the next day. I remember I was standing in the doorway of my house, and a friend came by and said they were taking Jesus of Nazareth to be crucified. Crucified? What? He hadn't done anything wrong, you know? They must have got the wrong person. She must be talking about a different Jesus. But no, she said it was Jesus of Nazareth, and they'd taken him to Golgotha. You know, I don't usually like to go to Golgotha. It's kind of a creepy place. There's crosses and Roman soldiers and dead people and dying people. It's just not nice. But I had to go. I had to see what had happened to him. The way he had looked at me, the person that I had heard that he was, what was happening did not fit with what I knew. So I went. When I got there, most of the crowd had dissipated and left. There were only a few people left mourning. There he was. His cross hung between 2 common thieves. But he was different. You could see blood that was running down his face from the crown of thorns someone had put in his head to mock him. And there was a sign that said, "This is Jesus Christ, the King of the Jews." Cruel people. His hands, his feet, with the nails, and blood, and oh, it was so much, it was too much. I just couldn't handle it, you know? Like, why? Why were they doing this to him? He did not deserve it. Couldn't they tell he was different? He was no common thief. He was a good man. But there was nothing I could do. I just stood there and watched as he took shaky breaths and faded away. One thing I do remember is that his mother, or a lady who must have been his mother, and one of the disciples came close to the cross, and he turned to them and said something. I couldn't hear exactly what it was, but it appeared like he was asking his disciple to take care of his mother. Who does that? There he is, in all this pain and agony. He's thinking of his mother.
Now, here I sit, alone. Am I afraid? No. I have no energy to be afraid. A broken heart? Of course. That was my child. His little hands that so often reached for me to pick him up, they were nailed to a cross. His eyes were so kind, that so often sparkle as he held flowers behind his back to surprise me. They were weeping for those that spat on him, for those that were killing him. And all I could do was stand there and watch my little baby bleed and die. You know, as a mother, all you want to do when you see your child hurting is to hold them and tell them that everything is going to be okay. But I couldn't do that. All I could do was stand there and feel nothing but pain and agony. Gone were the days of the angels. Gone were the days of a newborn king being worshipped by kings. Gone were the days that he preached in the synagogue. Oh, he could speak. He spoke with such clarity and such authority. And now all that's left are my tired and aching feet. Simon had told me that my heart would be pierced. And I never really understood him, but I guess now I know. The sun is setting, the Sabbath is almost over. And now all that's left is to say goodbye. And I just have one last lullaby to sing my little baby boy. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, but not so bright. Here we are, just mother and child. Precious Jesus, so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep well. This world will never be the same because of you.
It's almost Christmas, guys, and you don't usually think of Jesus' death and his birth as being very close together, but I was looking in my Bible this morning and I realized that, you know how there's several different gospels? At the end of the gospel is his death, and then the beginning of the next one is his birth. And they're right next to each other, guys. So today, as we're thinking about Christmas and about Jesus, let's remember why he came to this earth. I'd like you guys to please stand, and we're gonna sing the first two stanzas of Silent Night together.